Good evening, and welcome to tonight's critical update. Across the United States, a new wave of protests has erupted, shaking cities both large and small. This isn't just a ripple, it's a tidal wave. Americans from all walks of life are pouring into the streets, bringing their voices, their signs, and their collective outrage to the forefront. Their message? It's clear: frustration, anger, and resistance directed squarely at President Donald Trump. This isn't the first time we've seen protests in the Trump era, but something feels different. There's a sense of urgency in the air, a determination that goes beyond the usual political theatre. From Los Angeles to New York, from the rolling plains of the Midwest to quiet suburban corners, the sheer scale of these gatherings is breathtaking. Clearly, millions are done waiting, done hoping, and done with the status quo. The spark for this latest wave: it's not just a single event, it's an accumulation, an overwhelming sense that the system has failed ordinary people. Whether it's allegations of corruption, abuse of power, or policies that many feel are leaving Americans behind, one thing is certain: the patience of the public has worn thin. The chants echo through neighborhoods and over highways: justice, accountability. Meanwhile, inside the White House, sources are describing an atmosphere of unease. Donald Trump, a president who once thrived on the chaos and controversy of the political battlefield, is reportedly feeling cornered. His usual confidence and bombastic posturing is still evident in public, yes, but behind closed doors, insiders say he's scrambling, fighting to hold on to his narrative, fighting to convince even his strongest allies to stand by his side. But this time, even for him, the cracks might be too big to ignore. And then there's his response. We've seen the tweets, deflecting blame, accusing the media, calling the protesters radical or violent, playing to the fears of his base. But here's the thing about moments like this, when people band together and march for change. The reactions of leaders are secondary. What we're witnessing isn't about him alone. It's about the people's power and what they choose to demand. Let's be clear, this isn't just about partisan politics. It's about the soul of the nation, about democracy itself. These demonstrations are a reminder that democracy doesn't end with voting. It's alive, it's breathing in the energy of those sidewalks, carried by those raised fists, loud chants, and handwritten signs. Accountability isn't a one-time event, it's ongoing, and the people are making their stand. But this moment isn't just for those physically in the streets, it's for every American, every person who's been watching, waiting, wondering when the tide might turn. If you're watching this, I have to ask, where do you stand? Because moments like these don't come often. They're pivotal, they're transformational. Your voice, whether online, at home, or in your community, has the power to shape this movement, to add to its strength, and to push the dialogue forward. Of course, the question on everyone's lips is, what comes next? Will the protests grow even larger, with more Americans joining the movement in solidarity? Will lawmakers across the aisle feel compelled to take meaningful action? Will Trump buckle under the weight of public and political pressure? Or will this moment fade into another entry in the history books, its momentum lost in the shuffle of the news cycle? One thing's for sure, the outcome isn't decided yet, and the future is still being written. And here's the challenge to every one of us: don't just watch history happen, join it. Whether it's amplifying these voices, discussing these issues with friends and family, or educating yourself on the demands of these protesters, this is a time for action. The fight for justice and accountability doesn't belong to just those marching in the streets. It belongs to all of us. After all, democracy is a team sport. It's about collective power and shared responsibility. And it starts with people refusing to stay silent. As the protests continue, as the conversations rage on, and as the pressure on this administration intensifies, one thing remains certain: change won't happen on its own. It will take effort, courage, and solidarity, not just from those leading the charge, but from all of us who call ourselves citizens of this democracy. Thank you for tuning in tonight. As this story unfolds, stay informed, stay engaged, and above all, stay vocal. This moment matters, and every voice counts. Together, we can help shape not just today, but the future of this country. Until next time, stay safe and remember, history is calling. What part will you play?